Good morning. If you're after world-class recipes sprinkled with a bit of chaos, then you're in the right place because this is Saturday Kitchen Live. Welcome to the show. With me today are two top chefs at the very height of their game. One's from Sweden, the other one's from Wales, and their names make it obvious. We've got Niklas Ekstedt and Bryn Williams. And it's Helen McGinn's birthday today, so the show has given her an excuse to crack on with the celebrations. Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Morning. How are you all? Good. Hels, good morning. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you very much. And you know, it's Ollie Smith's birthday today as well.
I do know it's Ollie Smith's birthday.
Oh
what was happening in the universe to create wine experts at that time of year?
New Year's Eve.
Oh, OK.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, OK. If you see Helen or Ollie today, go up to them, say hi, and give them the bumps, because they like that. Right, let's move on. The team love it when our special guest gives us a chance to put puns together to introduce them. So here we go. You're not so keen, are you? The summer sun may have all but vanished, but she always brightens the studio. I can't hide my inner smile because she's here, and you can say what you want, but we love having her here. Sharleen Spiteri!
Hello.
How are you?
I'm really good.
Good, nice to see you.
Look at that smirk. That smirk is outrageous. He's up to no good already.
Well, I'm a little bit overexcited because obviously you've got your worse half over there.
Worst?
Yeah. Who always has a pop at me, can I just say? So now this is my my time to get it. Exactly. You haven't done this before?
Never. First time I've ever been on TV together.
It's not going to go wrong, is it?
Could be the last. But we'll hope it might. Yeah, who knows?
Could be the start of something beautiful. Could have your own show.
Might even marry him.
Right, let's see what's on the menu today. Niklas, good to have you back.
Thank you.
Fresh from opening the restaurant last night.
Yes.
How was that?
It was fun. It was a blast.
But it was.
It's nice coming back out of COVID, being back cooking, and I love the force nature in the kitchen.
And I love how you're actually morphing into both Benny and Bjorn.
Yeah.
Can I say
Yeah.
We just had this conversation.
It's like the love child of both of them.
Not because you look like them, but we were talking about ABBA.
Yeah, no. And Björn also means bear in Swedish, so it's like you look like a bear.
What have you got for us?
I got a Nordic ceviche with some lingonberries, cucumber, and Christmas tree sprouts.
Okay.
And then I'm cooking a hot dish, a cast iron. It's beef, allspice butter, pickled onions, and mushrooms and parsley.
Very nice, very Scandi.
Very.
Good, good. Bryn, what you got?
Nice. Well, I'm doing one dish. We're going to do a honey roasted slow duck. So we're going to cook a duck really, really slow for 2 hours, honey soy sauce, and then we're going to let it rest, cut off the bone, and serve with watermelon, radish, spring onions and coriander salad.
Very nice. I know it's a loaded question, but do you like the sound
I
of those?
love that dish. I've had that duck before. It's very good.
Really?
But yeah, I'm looking forward to
It's a lockdown
ceviche.
dish.
That's our lockdown dish, yeah.
Oh, really?
And the ceviche, yeah.
Yeah.
I think you need to get more on the ceviche, like. Do that.
I'm squeezed in the middle here.
Nice. Uncomfortable, right?
Jam sandwich.
Hels, what have you got for us?
So, yeah, really, really lovely dishes. One of them, I've got a grape that I think is probably a first for some people. Certainly you hadn't had it before. And the other one is one of my favourite reds from Argentina, so I can't wait to share those.
Very nice. Have you had cards and presents yet, Hels?
I have had some cards and presents. Yeah, it was quite an early start.
Have your family, have they got up? Are they helping you along to celebrate yet or not?
Yeah, and actually I have to say, even my 17-year-old bought me a present.
Oh.
My 17-year-old boy bought me a present, which actually made me cry.
Can I just
made me
burst
cry
that?
about 6:30 this morning.
Can I just burst that bubble here? He didn't. Your husband got it. Because that's how it works.
Oh, come on.
We all know it. That's how it works.
We got to encourage the teenager. Give it to it.
I was going to get the teenager on and like hit back.
Right, listen. At the end of the show, food heaven, food hell. Sharleen?
Oh, sorry, I was that
at me,
busy looking
look at
at
me.
presents. I was like, well, who's getting presents? Food heaven or food hell? So my food heaven is chicken, Indian, anything
Not potato
spicy.
scones.
Not potato
Like you announced
scones.
you were
Like announced, yeah, that you literally went chalk white. So yeah, I love anything spicy. I love spicy food.
Good, for you.
My food hell,
Yeah.
unfortunately being married to a Welshman, is lamb.
Why?
It tastes like cigarette ash to me.
I've tried.
He's got his cross face.
For years, I've tried to convince her, but...
I even got a text message like in between the news and this and saying somebody said, you ate our lamb. So my friends Carl and Ian cooked lamb and I ate theirs. And
now they know you
Now
were,
they're going to go, no, I ate it. I was like...
I just didn't like it. I was just being polite.
Yeah.
Wow, you've got to be careful.
No,
what
it
you
wasn't.
say on
Theirs
this
was
show.
actually really good, but I was...
It's just Bryn's you don't like.
Yeah, no, I just really struggle with lamb. See, look, he's voting hell.
I'll get my jacket, I'm going.
He's going to get properly
literally
angry.
gone.
So if the viewers give you heaven, I'm going to do some spiced chicken skewers. So I'm going to marinate chicken in yogurt and lime, plenty of spices. I'm going to griddle those and serve them with homemade coriander chutney and some spiced pilau rice. Very nice.
Please.
However, if the viewers give you hell, it's going to be a Bryn dish, not mine. So it's your, what was it? Lamb bollinger.
Yeah, slow-cooked lamb shoulder.
Slow-cooked lamb shoulder. On the bone, which is another thing you hate. Over potatoes, layered with rosemary, some onions, some lamb stock, and serve that with a little green salad. It's delicious. I know where I'd go.
You're just throwing it.
Hey?
Please, please, these guys get a vote. I'm begging you, please.
With the chicken.
Obviously, you have to wait until the end of the show to see which one the viewers vote for. Hell. So to vote for Sharleen's hell, or heaven, go and log on to the Saturday Kitchen website where you can view the terms of privacy notices as well. Now, as ever, here's my stick. Pictures of the dishes you guys... You don't see this before?
Yeah, but it's a little bit freaky the way you pull out. It was like, whoa.
A little bit professional.
You took that
Okay.
one. I actually thought you were going to take me from like literally batter the back of my legs there. I was like, whoa.
It's my socially distanced thing. Right, first up we've got Andy, who made Vivek Singh's Rajasthani lamb. Very nice.
That looks
That was
good.
delicious dish. Kerry made Tony Singh's delicious samosa chaat.
Oh, yes.
Is that your bag?
I love samosa chaat.
I like how we haven't cropped that. They photographed
It does, and it's a really nice plate.
It's really nice, isn't it? It's a
gorgeous.
really nice plate. Like that. Very nice. Finally, Tom made Mandy Yin's spicy prawn laksa. That was complete with beer. These are all looking too good, guys. We need some... Can you, like, send us some shabby pictures as well? So I've got something to point at and laugh. Is that all right? Keep them coming in. Just send over your foodie photos to us at saturday.kitchen@cactustv.co.uk or share them using the hashtag SaturdayKitchen. Right. Do you want to get on with it?
Please.
Excellent.
Yes.
Make some food.
I'd love to.
OK, so the first thing is the ceviche, yeah?
Yes, I'm going to start marinating the fish. This is something I usually do à la minute, so I let it just rest for 5-6 minutes. I'm using a Tebbutt today, but you can use any white fish pretty much.
Okay. And would you use Tebbutt in Sweden?
Yeah, when it's in season, and it's a kind of pricey fish. It's kind of expensive.
It's got a great texture there.
You got an amazing texture, but if I can get it for the right price and it feels okay, it's okay. And I'm going to marinate it only in lemon juice and salt. That's it, because this spruce from the Christmas tree. So when the pine tree, the Nordic pine trees. Get the shoots, the sprouts in spring. We pick them and pickle them in vinegar.
Okay. And people still do that now?
Yep. And,
so it's not, that's not sort of confined to the sort of chef?
It's this one here. So store them.
There, okay.
Yeah.
So people, just everyone would do this sort of thing?
Yeah, it's a very easy way to pick things. I mean, foraging in Scandinavian countries is a very much of what everyone does. You can't buy these things in the store because everyone picks them themselves. Blueberries, lingonberries, a lot of mushrooms. They're like something that you do on the weekend.
That was something that was never
friends.
lost in...
No, it wasn't lost. Oh. Not like the other things that I'm trying to introduce.
Oh, really?
Cooking with cast iron and a lot of other things.
That's gone, has it?
Yeah, it's very much gone, but I'm trying to bring it back.
Right, so a bit of salt.
Yeah.
And then you said, what, 5-6 minutes?
Yeah.
Is this on the menu at your new restaurant?
It is. It's, yeah. I just moved into the Great Scotland Yard Hotel.
Yep.
Here in London. I opened last night, actually.
Ekstedt at the Yard.
Exactly.
It's like a police show from the 70s.
Yeah, with Benny and Björn lead roles.
Yeah, ABBA should be there playing. This food in ABBA, I would be in heaven.
Yeah. Yeah, we got the dancing queen in the dining room. Yeah. No, it's actually a really nice space. I worked a lot on the extraction, and we did the first service last night with guests, and it went really, really well.
And this is all cooking over fire?
Yep.
And this is a relatively new kitchen. So there was a new kitchen installed. You then came along and ripped it all out.
Yeah.
And
put in some bricks.
Caveman style cooking on fire.
I did put in some bricks, and also I put in a new filter system. So actually the smoke is cleared when it goes out of the chimney. So the flue is very complicated with a mist of fog that cleans the smoke.
Yeah, because I mean, you know, in the countryside, this is quite straightforward. In a city, you can't be doing that.
It's a little more complicated. Yeah.
I'm sure Westminster Council were loving you.
Yeah.
And how did the food go down last night?
Really well. There were a few things that I was a little worried about. That are very Swedish, like reindeer and smoked cream, a little of these tough, like very Scandinavian things. But it seems like the Brits liked it. Yeah, good. It went down well. You're a very friendly.
We are, as a nation, we are,
yeah.
generally.
Yeah.
Sometimes not so much on social media.
Yeah, but it's...
I'm down what happens on social media.
Well, let's leave that out of this.
So this is the allspice butter?
Yes, allspice butter. So this is something that my mom and dad used to do when I was a kid.
Yep.
So they made a very spicy butter that they brought with them out on the mountain or on a trip or on a picnic. And then they always had a cast iron pan, and then the hot cast iron pan, spicy butter, and then they cooked meat in it.
And that was it?
Yeah. That was
so you'd heat up the pan as hot as you could get it directly in the flames?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. And so now you can imagine this is birch fire, like flaming here.
Right.
And then that this butter have set for a while.
Okay.
And it can sit outside. So you can have it outdoor like for a couple of days, so it starts fermenting, being yeast. Actually, the Vikings invented butter when traveling. So when they put a woman's hand into the cream, and then they poured that into a pot, and then they traveled out to explore other countries.
I don't know whether that's true. I don't know whether to go on with that or not.
Well, I was thinking if you were riding with that in there, it's going to churn, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
but
then
the hand, that was the natural bacteria?
Yeah.
That's it. OK, so it is true. OK, that's good.
Yeah.
OK, so this is the beef dish. We're just waiting for the ceviche to cure.
Just set, yeah. And then we've got some shallots.
Right.
And some of the mushrooms. And when you cook mushrooms, mushrooms are actually something that usually people cook a little too slow. It's one of those things, especially chefs, cheat with a little bit, and we think it's something that's done quickly, but it's not. Mushrooms can actually cook out a little bit, especially the forage, the wild ones.
OK.
Yeah.
OK, so just shallots, mushrooms.
Yeah, and the spice butter.
Right.
Yeah. And then the cucumber in this.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we got the cured turbo.
OK.
And when it starts turning white a little bit, we can start put them into a bowl or yeah.
And is there anything you are a bit sort of reticent to try, I suppose, on the British public just yet?
Well, I tried to source moose, but then I found out there's only 2 elks left in the country. So
you thought, let's not eat those?
No, let's not. Let's leave them.
That's very good. Thank you.
So they can reproduce a little better before we start eating them.
Maybe some swan.
Yeah. Yeah. That'd be better.
Is there really? Is there only 2 in the country?
That's what he said, the guy that I talked to. That was.
Let's steer clear of those.
Yeah.
But so instead you would use what, venison?
Yeah. Yeah. Or roe deer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's, but the game is beautiful. I got some mallard on the menu now.
Yep.
Yeah,
Nice.
and it's just stunning. The game is great.
Yeah, we do that very well.
Yeah.
Actually.
And vegetables.
Yeah.
And the weather and the seasons. I mean, I know that you guys think that you got bad weather, but for us, it's like it's kind of good for a chef to move here because the season is actually way longer than our one is.
Is it?
So yeah, so we got everything is. I can have it a little longer on the menu. Really happy for that.
And it was nice for you to open a restaurant here, wasn't it? Because you used to spend a lot of time here as a kid.
Yeah. We moved here in 1992.
Okay.
With down in southern England, in Uckfield, in East Sussex.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
When I was a kid. And, yeah. So the first big city I've ever went into was London.
Was London.
So like Piccadilly Circus has this kind of like, as a kid,
Yeah.
rural part of Sweden,
Yeah.
and then suddenly you saw blinking lights,
Bright lights.
escalators.
Escalators.
Yeah.
The joy of an escalator.
Yeah. So it's yeah.
Okay, what's in the green
So this
bowl?
is the sprouts, these ones, mixed with a little bit of egg yolk and oil and vinegar. So it's almost like a mayonnaise almost.
Okay.
Like a very, very light mayonnaise.
But that's all the colours coming from...
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's very green, right?
Oh,
It's like the Christmas
Beautiful.
tree. Yeah.
So if you can't get spruce, what would you use?
You can use rosemary.
Okay.
It would be good. Or maybe, no. I was going to say juniper, but it's going to be too tough. Lingonberries.
Okay.
And these are British lingonberries. They grow in Scotland. So you can actually forage them wild here in England as well. We thought it was Swedish, but it's not.
Widely found or not?
I don't know. My forager said there was plenty of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
In Scotland?
Yeah.
Or, yeah. We have loads of Lincoln spruce and all that. We have that
Yeah.
in Scotland lots.
Yeah, you have all this, right?
Yeah. Delicious.
You're like our cousin.
We are.
Beautiful cousin.
Love this man.
So laid back. This is sort of gliding.
I am just down for this
Like he's on
food.
roller
I am
skates.
dying to taste this. I'm like,
Oh yeah, the bread. So every culture has a flatbread, right? And I'm raised in northern Sweden where we have this great Sami people, who are the
Yeah.
last indigenous people of Europe. And
Reindeer.
reindeer, yeah. And they're the most amazing people, and we should really praise them for what they do. They keep the land open, and it's something that is a little bit forgotten in Europe, that we have these amazing indigenous people.
Yeah.
And so this recipe is very much to them. This is something they would eat, meat and flatbread.
And the flatbreads, what sort of flour would you?
This is a little bit of wheat and a little bit of rye.
Okay.
So
And always that small?
you can put some lingon in here as well. Ever in doubt, just add some
Lingonberry
lingonberries.
You're a fan behind me.
Yeah.
Lingonberry fan.
And
All
then
for
we
the
can put some
lingonberry.
parsley and...
It says all about the ingredients. I think, you know, the preserving, the pickling. I think we in Britain used to do a lot of that. I think, I wouldn't say we've forgotten it, but we do a lot less of it. I think. You know, I think they have to extend the seasons. They're doing all the pickling and fermenting. I think in Britain we've been a bit spoiled, haven't we?
Well, I suppose it's because you can reach for, well, until now, you can reach for
Yeah,
anything.
anything.
oh, it's murder now.
Yeah.
Oh, never
Yeah.
seen empty shelves.
And fermenting something is so easy as well. You can just add salt to pretty much any carrot or any celeriac or vegetables, and you just let it set in the can, and you have it with the open lid.
Yeah, yeah.
And then for a couple of days, and when it starts to ferment, you just close it and put it in the fridge, and you got it for
You
the
were
whole...
telling me earlier about the fermented butter
Yeah.
that turns kind of almost blue cheese.
Yeah.
Which, you know,
Well, kimchi.
Sounds
and all that.
strange.
Kimchi is the same as fermented cabbage. It's all the same way of cooking, but with a lot of spices in there.
Yeah. Yep.
right, lovely.
So here we go.
Oh,
Careful of those bowls when you pick them up, they're very delicate.
Yeah. I had 4 when I came here.
Now you got 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I dropped one.
Yeah.
oh, so it was your fault.
You said, yeah, it was my fault. But he said he's found a cupboard full of them, so... Here we are. Oh, is that it? We finished?
There we go.
Beautiful. Remind us what it's called?
So this is cast iron fried beef with pickled onion, lingonberries and parsley, flatbread, and then the Nordic ceviche on turbo with sprouts.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Okay.
Spread this little goes.
See... you know that COVID chat we had? Right.
Is this mine?
Yep.
Thanking you.
Just go away from me. You're making me nervous. Right, I think you're...
Are we allowed to share, are we?
Yeah, you can share.
We're share because
Well, you're
we're...
virtually sat on each other's lap, so I think that's probably...
Because we live together.
we do sleep together.
Oh!
It's just a bit too much information for the morning.
It's only 10:30.
Yeah, you know.
Right, OK. There's a lot going on.
Are we allowed to
OK,
taste?
wine. Hels, tell us about the wine.
Yeah,
Oh my
so
God.
with this
Down there.
brilliant dish, I'm not proposing that you break open the red for the ceviche. So eat the ceviche first, but then when you get to the
That is
beef,
insane.
is so good. When you get to the beef, you crack open this baby, which is an Argentinian Malbec. And it is both organic and fair trade, which is really good because obviously it tastes good and does good. It's from a producer called Argento in Argentina. And what is so brilliant about this wine is it's Malbec, but with a dash of Cabernet Franc, which kind of gives it a ping of violet. It's really quite aromatic. For this kind of wine, and just brilliant with the beef in the dish and the mushrooms, everything in there. £10 from Sainsbury's.
Oh, you want some?
Change them.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Can I carry on this show? You know we're on camera. I know Helen's talking, but we're still on camera. Okay,
It's so good.
Yeah, good.
Right, let's go back to the wine. The wine is delicious, Helen. I'm sorry about that. It's been disruptive.
It's hilarious.
It's very smooth.
It's very smooth, but with that violet ping, hopefully, you get from the Cabernet Franc, which
Yes, I do.
With those flavours.
Have you got anything intelligent to add?
Those two breads aren't baked, but I got the baked bread here.
It's OK, they're stump breads, I won't eat them.
Oh, OK.
We're not in an actual restaurant.
I'm too much of a chef.
Yeah. How is that?
The ceviche is so light, so refreshing, really good. But the beef, it's like the umami flavours, the mushrooms, the acidity in there goes really well with the wine.
And the interesting thing about the umami is that the flavour actually comes from the pan. So when you add acidity to a cast iron pan, that enhances the flavour of what you're actually cooking. So
It's
that's why
so
you need to do it so quickly, because if you let it set and cook too long, it'll be too much of the iron.
And what cut of beef do you use?
That's just the sirloin. But you can use...
so tender.
Yeah,
It's delicious.
You can use game as well.
Yeah. And you use... Traditionally, this was done with heart.
Heart,
Heart.
Yeah.
It's very nice. That's sufficient.
That's lucky, because Charlie would have never touched it if it was...
I would have kind of went, maybe not.
And say it was really nice, and then we'd know.
But the heart would have been cooked super, super quick.
Yes.
Yeah, lovely.
Yeah.
Remind us what you're doing in a bit.
I'm doing a honey slow roasted duck, cooked for a couple of hours with a salad of watermelon, radish, spring onions and coriander.
Very nice. I can see you're enjoying this.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to drink it.
OK, you crack on.
The spruce, I'm loving.
It's nice, isn't it? Don't forget, keep sending in your foodie photos and questions to us at saturday.kitchen@cactustv.co.uk or join in the chat on social media using the hashtag SaturdayKitchen. And will Sharleen be facing a food heaven, spiced chicken skewers with coriander chutney and peanut rice, or a food hell, Bryn's roast lamb shoulder with bolognese potatoes? The vote is really close at the moment, and I think hell will be funny. There you go, just saying.
Funny?
Good.
Funny?
Funny because it's your dish, and she doesn't like it.
If Charlie gets hell, it'd be hell for me all weekend.
Even more reason. Go along to the website now and have your say. Let's get with Rick Stein now in Spain, and he's following in Keith Floyd's footsteps on a pilgrimage. Thanks for that, Rick. Now, today is the start of British Food Fortnight. The aim is to encourage us to explore the diverse and delicious food made right here in the UK, helping to support British farmers and producers. This recipe uses great British cheese, as well as some other cracking seasonal ingredients. So I'm going to make a little chutney from these damson plums, which are around at the moment, and I'm going to finish it with a little bit of a few cob nuts, Bramley apple, so everything's sort of, as they say, bang in season. Terrible phrase. And then I'm going to just warm up some Barkswell cheese. It's from the West Midlands, unpasteurised cheese, so it's got all the flavour in it, and it's ewe's milk. It's kind of matured for about sort of 4 to 6 months, so it's quite kind of nutty. I think it's delicious. So I'm just going to flash it under the grill rather with a bit of rosemary, a little bit of oil. It's based on a dish I had in Ibiza a couple of weeks ago, where they put a piece of manchego in a Josper oven, and it goes all sort of smoky. So I'm going to set fire to the rosemary. I'm going to put the lid on it, and then hopefully that kind of infuse. Right, let's get on with it. So first thing to do, right, let's peel this.
So it's pretty much cheese on toast.
If you will.
Without the toast. Not seeing no bread.
There's bread over
There's
there.
a little bit of toast here. But Charlotte, you avoid this, don't you?
Yeah. I do.
You like cheese, though, right?
I love cheese.
Good.
Yeah, no, the only reason I love bread, don't get me wrong, I like I love carbs. I just can't eat bread because it doesn't like me. I've got celiac disease.
Yeah, let's not bring that on.
Yeah, I won't pass out or anything, so I have the odd time.
As long as you're fine till 11:30.
Yeah, I sometimes just go for it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's it.
Give a kid a lot of sweets and hand it back to the parents' job, is it? Nice one.
Right, Sharleen, let's talk about your recent album, Hi.
Woo!
Congratulations.
Back in the game.
This came out of, like a lot of things, this came out of lockdown?
Well, no, actually, what happened is we'd written it before lockdown.
Right.
And unfortunately, my mum got sick and passed away just before the first lockdown, the week before the first lockdown. So we put the brakes on everything because of that, and then we went into lockdown. And we said, let's just hold it. And, you know, it was one of those ones where we had a record company saying, put it out.
Yeah.
People were wanting content. And I was like, seriously, a Texas record ain't going to cheer them up, so let's move on. And then we did a little bit more writing, which was, I was in Wales. Well, Bryn and I were in Wales.
Yeah.
With our daughter, Misty. And we did some writing towards the end of the first lockdown. And it went Glasgow, Wales, Glasgow, Sweden, LA. And we were writing on you know, like on Zoom calls and stuff like that. And it was different. It was actually a really different way of working, but it was interesting. So we added another 3 songs to the album that came from lockdown. So. And
creativity, creatively speaking, does that change things if you're kind of putting something together like that, where you're not just sort of piling into a studio in one place?
It's different. I mean, when you're in a studio, I would say when you're all in a room, it's kind of it's a lot easier to communicate when you're in a room together. You know, when you're creating something, someone will pick up an instrument, someone will say, which wouldn't normally be your instrument or whatever.
Yeah.
And you end up creating something that you normally wouldn't. Whereas if you're kind of doing it on Zoom, you're normally limited to what you have there.
Right. And you do some great duets on the album as well, don't you?
Yeah, we've done. I know you're a special fan of the Wu-Tang Clan.
Yes. I mean, that was a great track. It's quite punky.
It's
quite angry and punky.
Well, you know.
How you like it?
Literally.
Does this look angry and punky? Oh. Or does this more like middle-aged man?
Middle-aged man.
Don't ask questions you don't want the answer to. Seriously? Why would you do that? So no, it was good. We also did Claire Grogan, a duet with Claire.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's been, you know, the album's been so well received, and we've just finished doing some acoustic dates that we played the complete album from beginning to end, which was really good fun just to be out in front of an audience again, because the tour doesn't start till February next year, which starts in Dundee.
Okay.
Where we did our very first ever concert in 1989.
So the whole thing is quite sort of nostalgic.
Yeah, well, we're doing the first half of the concert is going to be Southside, which was our first album from beginning to end. Then there will be a break, and then we will do all of High and all the big, you know, White or Blonde, all the hits that we have. So we'll do that in the second half. It's going to be a long show, so it's basically Texas supporting Texas.
Nice.
If that makes sense.
Nice. I know I'm a long way, but I can't hear you.
Greedy.
Can I just recap this before I put it in the oven? So cheese, I got a bit of grease-proof there, otherwise it'll stick. I've cut it into sort of 3 slices, so it'll cook sort of through. Bit of rosemary, a little bit of oil to pick up those kind of smoky tastes. Under the grill, keep an eye on it because it will set fire. And then when it comes out, just put that little lid on it. Chutney, so in here I've got cider vinegar, there's some brown sugar, there's some star anise, black peppercorns that I put in this, and some cloves I put in this little muslin bag there. Stew that down for 40 minutes to an hour, hour and a half, something like that, until it sort of looks like that. Cob nuts, if you're not familiar with these, they're out in the countryside at the moment. That's what they look like when they fall on the ground. Then you open them up, they look like that. Then you give them a bit of a smash. Or get a team of home ecs to do that. And then they look like that. And then you sort of toast them off and you eat them. And they're just sort of a delicious cross between a hazelnut, say a hazelnut and a... Almond.
Yeah.
I was even going to say that, and I'm not a chef.
Well, yeah.
Well, it's a very British nut, isn't it?
Yeah. I've never seen them in Sweden.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah, no, it is. And outside of restaurants, I don't think they're used much.
Really?
No, I think you're right there. Yeah.
Wow.
No.
I mean, they're quite, you know, when you see
Makes a nice pesto as well.
Do you use it?
Yeah.
Oh, you use it a lot?
We have loads at the house in Wales, so we use it a lot.
Yeah.
You've got a lot going on up there, haven't you? You're into bees, aren't you? In fact, we've got a clip. Oh, hello. Sorry.
It's on fire.
It's on fire.
We've got a clip of your new single. We're actually in a bee costume.
How good is my bee?
Not a bee costume.
No, it is my bee. It's my bee suit.
A bee, you know, what are they called?
Beekeeper suit.
Beekeeper suits. Thank you.
Just like,
Should we have a look?
Call me if you want, if you really wanna. You can have my all if you really wanna. Call me if you feel like you wanted more. You can call me. Call me if you want, if you really wanna. You can have my all if you really wanna. Call me if you feel like you wanted more. You can call me. Call me if you want, if you really want.
Very catchy. Very catchy. But you've filmed it in your garden, is that right?
yeah, I just filmed it on my iPhone. And literally cheap and cheerful.
But it looks great.
It's really good. I mean, the bees, we've got 5 hives and, you know, we just... it was fun and it's an excuse for me to go on the suit. And people don't expect you to be in a bee suit.
No, that wasn't what I was expecting.
Yeah, I mean, it was a nice change for me. It was like I just put on my wellies and my bee suit and I was off.
Do you enjoy it?
I really enjoyed it. It was fun. And Angelica, she came up and filmed it as well for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, Swedish. She does all our engineering and writes with us, and she came up and filmed it. It's good. We've got a good little creative team that we work together and just try stuff that we want to try. It was nice.
Quite cheap as well, I would have thought.
But, you know, it is, and it takes the stress factor out. You know, you want to... I think so much has changed, and so much will continue to change with just the fact of not being able to have big camera crews and, you know, lots of people on set and...
Well, I guess you're forced into
makeup.
being a bit more creative and using things around you.
Yeah.
And like bee suits.
And I don't need to be as nice because nobody's there.
Which is always a bonus.
Always a bonus. You know me, Matt. Grumpy Scottish person. I love how you backed him up there.
Do you know what I mean?
What's that?
We've been friends a long time.
I just had him going, yeah. To the side of my ear.
Yeah, I mean, there's things that you just don't agree with, Fred. Have you not learned that
No.
yet? But you two, I mean, we'll talk more about the honey in a bit because you're doing a recipe with the uncapped honey,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. But this has become a sort of big thing for you guys, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think having the house in Wales and growing our own fruit and veg for the restaurants, the honey, it's like the mushroom. You realise what's important, especially from a food point of view as a chef. But as we live our lives, I think Brexit is upon us. We can't get all the food. We grow our own. Traceability. I just think it's we're going backwards to go forwards, I would say.
But you learn the seasons as well.
Yeah,
you kind of respect them more because if you're spoiled, you just start the season too early, don't you?
Yeah.
You start buying asparagus before they're in season.
Exactly. And so much has been taken out of like young children learning this because I remember as a kid having the nature table at school. And, you know, because of health and safety now, we're not allowed to bring certain things in and this, that, and the next thing. But you learn about fruit, veg, leaves, trees, you know, everything that grows round about us. And it's really important, especially when we're going to put it into our bodies.
Yeah.
I think the French have it down to a T, they're terroir, all about the land.
Yeah.
And I think that's one thing I've learned through this process. You understand what kind of land you've got, what kind of grass you've got, what kind of soil you've got, and what grows and what doesn't grow. For instance, like the bees, we've got loads of wild clover, which you didn't realise, and apparently wild clover is the best, white clover is the best for bees. So it's all over the field. So you start to understand what's important, not just green grass.
And also, if you have kids, if you show them how to plant the tomato, they'll eat the tomato.
Absolutely,
I mean,
but when they grow themselves...
Yeah, they can grow themselves, they can touch it, smell it.
Yeah, because they're more ready to eat it.
Sorry to interrupt.
Cheese on toast.
We did cheese on toast. All right, there you go. Some
With
cheese
jam.
for you, with some jam.
Thank you.
Wow, beautiful.
Matt, this is amazing.
Eat some cheese. What will I be making for Sharleen at the end of the show? Will it be her Food Heaven spiced chicken skewers? If so, I'm going to marinate chicken in yogurt and lime and plenty of spices before griddling and serving with some homemade coriander chutney and some spiced pilau rice. Or will it be her Food Hell, Bryn's classic roast shoulder of lamb, a Bryn dish?
No.
Oh yeah, that'd be more fun. Come on. We're going to slow roast lamb shoulder on the bone, sat on top of Bollinger potatoes, layered with some rosemary, some onions, lamb stock, served with a green salad. Go and log on to the website now and have your say. How's your big piece of chicken?
That is really lovely.
Nice, isn't it?
I'm always surprised.
I'm not asking you. You just sit there.
I'm just always surprised that you get anything out of the kitchen. Like, it doesn't look like it's cooking.
I don't know what kind of compliment that is.
It's a backhanded compliment, that's what that is.
The approach
right,
is
let's take a trip. Can we turn his mic down? Can we take a trip now to France with Keith Floyd, who, just like Rick, is on a pilgrimage to a restaurant that inspired his career?
Ah, and here's one of me again, dressed as a custard tart. But seriously, I'm on a pilgrimage, actually, coming back to Saint-Saturnin-d'Apt and the restaurant Saint-Hubert, a place which inspired me with its good cooking many more years ago than I care to remember. It's very difficult for me to sit at a table and talk to you. You know, you've watched some of my programs before, some of you have never seen me before. And for some of you, you're going to think I'm an arrogant twit and you don't like me and all the rest of it. I'm going to let you into a secret. The only reason I'm sitting here is because once, about, I don't know, nearly 20 years ago, I met a man who profoundly influenced my life. He was a local lad, actually, simple chap, never really went to school, left when he was 15, took over a cafe which he couldn't really afford. He was full of rough drunks. Sometimes people burst in with shotguns, and all sorts of bizarre things happened while he served them great bowls of steaming Provençal soup and crude bread and litres of rough wine. Anyway, 20 years later, he's cooking some of the finest food. You won't find him in the Michelin Guide. His name isn't Paul Bocuse or the Roux brothers. He's called Claude Arnault. He's a simple man who cooks brilliant food. He's my hero. That's why I'm here in Provence. And you know, there's absolutely nothing magic about cooking. Good cooking comes from years of learning and of dedication and of discipline. When I started cooking 20 years ago, what I know now is I'd have given my right arm to have worked under a man like Claude. He's very strict, I know, but he is a perfectionist and he drives these blokes. But not only is he harsh on them, he fills them with enthusiasm and dedication. Look at that, for example. Cooking under a guy like this makes me a little nervous, and also there's some blinking canaries twittering away in the background, not to mention the director is twittering quite a bit as well. So we've already started making this wonderful dish, which Claude has explained to me, is a very white chicken breast, fried very gently in butter, and then served with a curious beetroot sauce. And to save camera time, we've already cooked that for about 4 minutes on each side, very gently, so that it hasn't taken too much colour and it hasn't dried up. That's very important. And pour comme ça, we take away a little bit of...
Okay.
C'est bon? Take away a little bit of the fat.
Pincer d'échalote.
And a little bit of eschalots like that, which is shallots, which I let just soften. Is that right? C'est vrai comme ça?
Yes, ok, c'est bon. Laissez un peu de quand elles sont transparentes, c'est bon, hein?
Okay.
Non rissolé. Voilà.
I leave them there for about 30 seconds or so, so they soften.
Blanc.
Je mets un verre. Right, I've got to put nearly a glass of white wine in.
Okay.
Okay. And let that, I think, reduce a little. Wait, we'll have to let that bubble down for a second or two. We might as well just have a little glass while that's reducing. Because as you know, that's what I really enjoy doing, is whittering on, chattering, drinking. And actually to have to really do this is a bit worrying. Right, that's nearly ready now. C'est bon?
No, no, c'est bon.
C'est bon.
Laisser réduire.
I've still got to leave it a little bit longer. What do we do? I'll ask the director, what should we do now? Well, I'm just waiting for that to evaporate a bit.
Walk out of shot would be a good idea.
I'm going to walk out of shot.
Okay. Ça, c'est P6.
Right, so there's a little, we've reduced the shallots and the white wine.
Bouillir.
And then we put the creme fraiche in, the fresh cream, and we just let that reduce a little tiny bit on this very hot stove. Salt and pepper. Stay there, Clive. I'm just going to get the salt and pepper. I forgot that. A little bit of salt. A grind or two of pepper, like that. I tell you what, I mean, it's about 102 degrees outside in the shade. It really is. This is July in the middle of Provence. It's damned hot and it's unbelievable in here. I reckon it's about 130.
Alors, quand ça nappe à la cuillère, comme ça, tu vois, c'est bon.
Ah, and there's a tip for all of you who are making cream sauces at any time. As soon as the cream sticks onto the edge of the spoon like that, it's ready, OK? Quand ça nappe.
Voilà, maintenant tu peux monter au beurre.
Right. Now, I put in... He's a bit hard, actually, this guy.
Tu mets juste une petite cuillère. Hein, une petite
little,
cuillère, voilà. Oui,
like that?
Voilà, c'est bon.
This is
Stop.
beetroot, cooked beetroot, mashed up with butter.
C'est tu montes, voilà.
OK, and look how lovely it turns into this purple, lovely purple sauce. I'm not going to take this paste,
Il ne faut plus faire bouillir avec le beurre, hein, c'est terminé.
Oh, I was cooking it too fast there. So that's ready. Et maintenant, il me
Alors
faut...
maintenant, tu passes sur l'assiette.
Oui.
Voilà.
God, I'm glad I'm a television presenter, not an apprentice.
Attention parce qu'il y a du jus dedans.
Ah oui. Ah, now there's another important thing he's just telling me, you see. The little bit of juice that, by covering it, has been saved, gets poured into there just to enrich the dish. That's the sort of detail we just don't... I see. It's just a sort of detail that we don't do in England, do we? Oh. And then I sieve this through because we're going to put the chicken on top of this beautiful sauce. C'est bon?
Pardon.
Okay.
Ici, tu escalopes le poulet.
Ah, bon. Right, I've got to slice it like this and then put it back together again. Notice we're both wearing plasters today, Claude and I. That's how close we are. In fact, culinary-wise, we're miles apart. He is streets ahead of me, this man. I've never admitted that on any of the programs I've ever done before.
Allez, maintenant, tu mets la garniture. Voilà.
Okay. I put
une orangée de courgettes, de tomates.
I put the garniture on, the garnish on, which is very thin slices.
À côté, là. Voilà.
Voilà, comme ça. Bon. Very thin slices of tomato and courgettes, baked in olive oil, onions and herbs de Provence. And then I put a few little bits of...
Julienne de carottes, voilà.
A little bit of julienne of carrot, which has been lightly cooked, slightly cracked on.
Julienne de... C'est les haricots verts.
And little haricot vert, little green beans, like that.
Et le cerfeuil.
Un peu comme ça.
Voilà.
Ça peut y aller?
C'est bon.
C'est bon?
Oui, oui, ça va.
He said it's bon. It's okay. I found it a bit difficult. He's a bit exigeant, as we say.
Ce qu'on peut faire, c'est mettre une julienne de betterave. J'ai pas pensé, on aurait pu la faire.
I could have put a little julienne of that's very thin strips of beetroot over it as well to make it really superb. But he says, what do you expect from someone like you who makes television programs? Bon, okay. Claude, je te remercie beaucoup.
Chin chin.
Chin chin. À la tienne.
Understandably, I don't think I've ever seen Keith look more nervous there. Anyway, still to come. Bryn and Sharleen are going head-to-head in our foodie version of Mr. and Mrs.
Ooh.
Do you know about this?
Now I do.
Yeah.
Brilliant. And will Sharleen face her food heaven spiced chicken skewers with coriander chutney or her food hell roasted shoulder of lamb with Bollinger potatoes? The vote is flip-flopping backwards and forwards. 51-49, 51-49. At the moment, it's going hell. Yeah.
I think there's a bias. I think you guys.
I am so biased.
You are.
What do you want? You want the lamb, do you?
I want the lamb.
Just to make my life hell.
Yes. Basically.
You want chicken, don't you?
Chicken. You've got 10 minutes.
I'd love
Go
some
log on to the
chicken.
website now. You've got 10 minutes to have your say. Right, Bryn.
Right.
Enough of that.
Yes.
Do something with duck.
So we're going to do honey roasted duck. So first things first, we're just going to prep the duck. So just take the wings off.
Why are you not doing your duck joke? There we go.
There you go.
Oh.
Like poetry.
That was it, wasn't it?
That was it.
Dad joke.
Look, I knew what she was on about, wasn't it? What joke?
I don't have a duck joke.
Yeah, don't have a duck joke. So we'll just take the wings off, and I'm going to take the wishbone out, which a lot of chefs seem to forget.
Forget?
Yeah, it's just easier to carve later on.
Would Matt do that, do you think?
Matt? No. I was unlucky enough to work with Matt 20 years ago.
You were lucky enough.
No, I'd say I was unlucky.
That duck would have been in the pan by now.
Oh, it would have been, yeah. No.
You wouldn't have known it.
So wishbone out, just take the wings off. We can light your straw.
You were an usher at my wedding.
I know I was there.
Honestly, he was the bolshiest usher you'll ever
come on.
meet.
What did he do?
He was just really chippy, weren't you?
As a kid, I was, yes.
I think you got into a bit of a fight, actually.
No, I didn't.
I think he was trying to out-Welsh people.
Oh, my God, I'm mortified.
Thank you, Matt. Another bit of ammunition for the wife to hurl at me. OK, so...
Calm down a lot, man. The older he gets.
Kicked it out him.
So...
Yeah. We are interested.
You are interested, OK.
Yeah.
Back to the duck. So we prep the duck, take the wishbone out, take the wings off.
Yeah.
Salt, cracked pepper, coriander, mix it together. We just literally rub it into the duck.
OK, no extra fat?
No extra fat, no, because we want the first half an hour of cooking, it's all about taking the excess fat out of the bird. And then Nicolas is going to stick this in the oven for me. So Nicolas put that in the oven, and that'll go in the oven at 160.
OK, quite low.
For half an hour. Yeah, very, very low. Because what we need is the low heat to draw out all the fat from the duck.
I love this way of roasting duck. So it's, you know when duck can be too rare?
Yes.
You know when you get a duck breast in a restaurant and it's too rare and it's flabby and chewy?
Yeah.
I love this old-fashioned way of just cooking it all the way through.
Yeah, and I think this won't be pink. but it will be like a Chinese Peking duck.
Yeah.
So you've got to cook it slowly. If you cook it too fast, thank you, Nicholas. What tends to happen is the legs will be undercooked and chewy, and the breast will be raw. So it's all about the slow cooking. So the first half an hour of cooking, we just lose any excess fat. We don't want the fat.
And although it's got those spices on it, you'd still use that?
Yeah, we're going to keep that. So now, leave the spices on. So the next thing we're going to do is mix our honey and a little bit of soy sauce.
OK.
So this is the biggest part of the recipe. So having the bees at the house in Wales that we supply the restaurants with. Yeah. This is what they called uncapped honey. So when the beekeeper goes to take the honey at the end of the season, which is about now, if the bees have not finished capping off the wax, there's too much moisture in there. So if you jar this honey, it could ferment. Okay. Or try and keep it, it would ferment. So the best thing so I asked the beekeeper, well, what can I do with it then? So straight away, he said mead, so honey wine, or cook with it. So this recipe really came from having this uncapped honey and what we could do with it. So it's really good to cook with this honey because it's got loads of moisture in it, so it won't caramelise straight away. Right. So if you use honey straight out of a jar from the shop, for instance, it will caramelise very, very quickly. But you can still use it. Yeah. You just got to be a little more delicate with it.
But I've seen in some Eastern European countries they do ferment honey.
Do they?
Yeah.
And what does that? Have you tasted that?
I've tried it. Yeah, I think. I've tried it a couple of times.
Could you put that back in the oven?
I've tried it myself, but I never figured out how to do it. But they do. There are some countries where
they just leave it, I guess.
Yeah, they leave it out and then they ferment it, and it has a very.
Okay. Right. So that was a bit of soy and honey.
Yes, soy and honey in the oven, please. Yes. Yep. So I'll go back it at 160 for another hour and a half. You just keep basting it every 10, 15 minutes. Okay. And then you end up with a nice crispy duck, nicely glazed. All the fat is gone. Nice. And then in the bottom, we got a little bit of duck fat and the honey and the soy sauce, which will make a dressing out of this in the end as well.
I love how you say your beekeeper will come and spend about an hour with you regularly, 5 minutes of which is the actual work, and then the rest of the time is just talking to you about bees.
Yeah, definitely. He's if there's a bee nerd in the world, he is one of them. But he knows everything about bees.
Nobody's watching.
He's amazing.
Steve is fantastic.
Yeah, he's amazing.
His passion for bees is amazing.
Right.
And plus, what he's told us and educated us with the bees is because what we've tried to do as well is we've tried to make the land that we've got a lot more bee friendly and all the insects and all the small hedgehogs. So we've laid all our hedges, and also what's really important is we don't cut our fields. Right. So our fields are not so basically it goes wild, and the bees get full, the whole season right through.
And it makes a big taste difference in
massive taste difference.
Oh, massive, yeah. And when we got married, rather than asking for a list of a toaster, a kettle, we asked people to buy a fruit tree. We planted an orchard. Nice. So all the bees can just roam around there and just literally pollinate all the apples, the pears, the plums, and everything we have. So you just see the full cycle of it, which is important.
This is a very tender side to Bryn that wasn't there 25 years ago, can I just point out.
Do you see what I'm bringing out?
Some sort of influence going on here.
It's very true, Matthew. Very true. OK, so we've diced the watermelon, spring onions. Now, in the first lockdown, because we grow a lot of the fruit and veg, it was already in the ground come early March, or mid-March to late March. So we had abundance of ingredients. So this dish really came from that. So we had... Obviously, we bought the watermelon, but we used cucumbers as well. So we bought the watermelon, we had the duck, we had the honey, and then everything from the garden was raw asparagus, shallots, anything I could get my hands on, really. So I was going up there thinking, I'll take A, B, and C and come back. And remember, there's a kid, you carry the apron, just loads in an apron. And then that dish came from that, really. Nice. So it's definitely a lockdown dish that we started.
I mean, it must be a bit of a haven for you, I would have thought. I mean, especially, you go away on tour and you come back and just escape.
I just love it. I mean, we're very lucky that our daughter cooks as well. So the great thing about lockdown was that all three of us took turns cooking. Right. But for me, just to wander about the garden and have that kind of freedom for my head is really good. I love London, and I've lived here for 20 years.
It's nice to get out there,
But sometimes it's just good to just clear your head, especially, we were one of the lucky ones that had outdoor space during lockdown. So I feel really, really thankful for that.
And thankful to be spending so much time with this boy.
Yes.
Well,
Right,
no, it was hysterical because I'd forgot that he basically worked as a chef.
3 minutes. At me.
I was ignoring her.
Bubs, you can cook and I can talk. That's the way I am.
Right, there you go. So I'm just going to add spring onions, sorry to cut across you, Shelly. Spring onions, radishes, and coriander leaves. And then from the cooking juices...
Yeah.
So we have the honey, the soy sauce, a little bit of duck fat in there.
OK.
We add some red wine vinegar.
Nice.
This just helps to cut through the richness of all the dish. And this is going to be the dressing to dress the salad.
Nice.
Over to you, Chef.
Now, listen, before we get onto that, tell me about your academy, because we haven't spoken about that, and this is really important, especially...
Yeah, I think, you know, the academy's always been important to me, really, really important. But since lockdown, even more important, because we've got to show the young kids that our industry is amazing. And I think we all can say, I think you can go anywhere in Europe and find somebody that you worked with, have a free meal, a chat. And I think
that why you do it?
That's why I do it. Exactly. But, you know, you can go anywhere and do anything with our industry. And I think we need to show the younger generation what they can do. And it's all about, you know, the training. So cooking a whole duck is very, very important to maximise everything and understanding what we're doing with things.
Sure.
So salad's done. I'm just going to take the leg off, which I think this might be a...
This is the bit you're not keen on.
Well,
no, he always takes the meat off for me, so that's why, like, I'm just, like, weird with, like, skin and bones and stuff.
I'll take the leg.
Yeah. The leg is a real chef bit, isn't it?
Yeah.
The leg and the wing is definitely a chef bit.
Chefs eat weird
Niklas
things.
can have a wing.
Yeah.
Wing and a prayer.
Just the end part.
So we just take the... You can say, you know, the duck is not pink, but the soy sauce and honey, this is a technique we use in the restaurant as well. So when we cook the duck breast, like you say, a little bit medium rare, we finish the duck breast in this glaze.
OK.
So we've taken that thought process that we did in lockdown and taken it to the restaurant and just, you know, as you know, you just do things a little bit different in a restaurant because...
Well, I mean, it's a different price point and all that, isn't it?
You just, you know, you cook in a different way, you know.
And your daughter's really into cooking?
She's really into cooking. She cooks a lot of Asian food.
OK.
She is mad about Korean. She's been out to Korea a lot and she loves cooking Asian food. So she did all the Asian food for us. And I guess, you know, we've been using a lot more spice and stuff since she's been cooking for us.
Did it change the way you cook during
lockdown? Yes, very much so, yeah. You know, what we really got knocking around in the garden. You know, before, as a chef, you tend to be a lot more organised. You know what's coming up. Because it was all there. You know, you couldn't really go out unless you go shopping. Didn't really go to the supermarket. We had the most amazing veg by the house. So I just picked and just went from there. So, yeah, I definitely thought of it in a very, very different way of how we prepared dinner, rather than saying, you know, the question was what we having for dinner. It'd be, you know, 10 o'clock in the morning.
Let's use this.
Let's use this, and that's what we did.
Nice.
And that is it. So this is our...
Very nice.
Clean this up.
Healthier as well.
Yeah, it's just great ingredients and a great location, cooked simply.
Beautiful. What's it called?
So we got slow-cooked honey-roasted duck with watermelon, spring onions, radishes and coriander.
Well done, lad.
Go.
Right. Breast, I'm guessing.
Breast for me, please.
But in lockdown, we did a confit duck leg, which Sharleen did eat, so you can just flake it all off. So.
Yeah.
Because you can pull it apart.
Yeah.
It's just the gnawing in the bone. It's not your bag, presumably. Hels, another red. What have we got?
We have got another red. So I did try some other wines with this dish, including some kind of bigger, rounder whites, because I did think that would work. But actually, the flavours on that slow roast duck, they absolutely cried out for a red. And I wanted something that would add a kind of, almost like a cherry sour pop to it, which is what this one does. Now, this is called Marcellan. It's specially selected Marcellan from Aldi. It's $6.49. And Marcellan is a cross between it's Grenache and Cabernet Sauvignon. So it's like its love child. And this is what it makes. Marcellan is the name of the grape. And it's just got such gorgeous fruit, lovely cherry fruit, but also a freshness, a brightness about it as well. and it just works with the duck so beautifully. Such a gorgeous dish. And also, can I just say, I really, really, really hope you get Heaven, Sharleen, because the wine I've got for Heaven is so lovely, and I'll
Helen.
be heartbroken if I can't use it.
Sorry.
Hear that?
Can we... Sadly, the vote is now closed.
Oh, shut up.
So you missed that one. He's good, isn't he?
Do you know what? It's so clean and fresh.
It's really good, annoyingly.
That's the thing. I love clean food. I don't like to feel like I need a good lie down.
Yeah.
When after I've had food, and this is just like there's so many flavours. I love this dish.
The salad's delicious as well.
Yeah, but I think just
Duck's always going to be delicious.
Yeah, always using the whole animal, I think, and then using the juices. It's quite a simple way of cooking, huh?
Great, and
very
no
simple...
heavy potatoes, no heavy gravy, just that freshness and acidity from the salad with the...
Well, that's lovely because we do that a lot in this country. We lace everything, potatoes and all those kind of...
And I think using the cooking juices, we don't do that enough. We tend to sort of throw the juices away or add it into thick gravy.
Yeah.
The cooking juices, there's so much flavour in there.
And healthy.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Really healthy.
And the wine's really good, Helen.
done.
Really nice wine.
I know, I can see you sloshing that around like it's your own kitchen, lad.
I'm scared. I'm terrified to
If I was in
go
my
home.
own kitchen, I'd be shouted at by now. Too many pans. Don't have a
And
pot
I'd be
wash to
going,
help
yes,
out.
chef, yes, chef.
You make yourself at home, lad. Right, let's catch up with Mary Berry now on her culinary tour of London's West End. And it just had to include a trip to a coffee shop. Take a look. Thanks for that, Mary. Right, the website vote is now closed and we're going to find out whether Charlene's facing a food heaven or food hell very soon. Now, it's not often we have a married couple on the show.
Might not be married much longer at this rate.
Well...
Come on.
So we thought we'd test how well Bryn and Sharleen know each other's tastes with a Saturday Kitchen version of Mr. and Mrs., if you remember that. I do. Anyway, this is going to be classy rather than corny. So to play the game, you've each got a paddle in front of you. You've each got a whiteboard. And I'm going to ask you questions, and you're going to show us the answers as we go along. Stephen Mulhern, game show hosting masterclass here, so I'm going to wear this. Thank you very much.
Come on, get hotter.
I can hear Helen cackling in the background.
Don't go near the cooker and that, because that literally will go up in flames in about 2 seconds.
Yeah, it's not a natural fibre in this, is it?
No.
Wow, look at that. I quite like it. Sorry, I'm just checking myself out on TV.
Suits you, Matt.
I'm on telly. Right, so welcome to Matt Tebbutt's House of Games. I've even got one of those Terry Wogan mics. Remember that?
Oh, my
Blankly
giddy
blank.
aunt.
This is taking you back, isn't it? Right, we need some music, so... Nice. Bit of Texas. We got the royalties sorted, that one. Get your paddles ready.
Roll it in.
Paddles.
Right, are you ready?
Paddles, yeah.
Paddle rounds. Who is the messiest eater? Who is the messiest eater?
Messiest eater.
I feel like I need to walk around like Terry used to as well.
Why do you say that, though?
What, why did you say it?
Have you done it?
Yeah, we both did it, and then he puts up the same thing as me and says, why did you say that?
You're not supposed to look.
You just said
Don't
it
spoil
yourself.
it. Who is the messiest eater? Show us. Show us. Bryn.
Oh.
Oh, sorry.
Wake up, Matt. Wake up.
Sorry.
Come on. Thought you were the...
Yeah, I can imagine that. Right, OK, well done. Who is the fussiest eater? Yeah, OK, both agreed on that. You're doing well. Clearly
We're
you are
doing
married.
good here.
Right, whiteboard round.
OK.
I don't know why I'm talking into this stick. What is Charlene's weirdest food habit?
Oh, I know.
Weirdest food habits.
God
Are you
knows.
changed your mind or something? Why are you rubbing?
I don't know what he's going to say.
Ready? Are you
Well,
ready?
we can read my writing.
Right, what have we got?
I'm going to actually...
Cooks too much, over-catered.
Oh, yeah.
There's no such thing. Lick plate with my
Oh,
finger.
yeah, she does, yes.
Stroke finger.
I just rewrote it because I thought he won't be able to read
You
that.
lick your plate with your finger.
Oh, I lick...
That's just a sign that you've enjoyed
But I'm like...
Do you make like a smiley face in it?
Well, when I first was dating Bryn, I used to write thank you on the plate to him back when he was in the restaurant before we were dating.
Helen. Oh, Helen's going to cry. I'm right.
birthday.
OK, together. Right, what was the first meal you ate together?
Oh, I know that.
I wouldn't know the
Went out or
Say it.
cooked?
Went out, went out.
Do you remember it?
Yeah.
Straight in there.
Right, I'm ready.
Curry.
Oh, very good.
wow. Yeah.
Very good. Okay. Okay. How long ago was that? That's harder, right?
About 14, 13, 14, no, 13, 14 years ago.
Right, final question. You're doing all right. What is Charlene's biggest kitchen disaster?
Oh, my God.
Bryn's straight in there. I mean, there's obviously no resentment harboured here. Good to see you. You're a very forgiving soul, aren't you, Bryn?
Yes.
Right. Leaves... Oh, ready?
Ready?
OK, Bryn, show us. Leaves food in the what?
In the Aga.
Oh, I do leave the food in the I
None.
knew
I'm
that.
a professional.
It could be a day later. I go, what's in the oven?
I do. I do
that's
all
the whole
time.
point of an Aga,
I
no?
do it all the time, and I go, oh my God, there's something in the Aga, and it's like
It's
black. I'm like,
Black. 24 hours later, black.
Oh, well, I think you did very well, to be honest, but not as good as I look in this coat, which I can barely do up.
Yeah, but Matt, your
I'm
head...
going to take this to... I'll see you in Abergavenny later in this, I think.
Your head's
So,
gone.
will... can I get it off, though, because it's really hot. Will Charlene face her Food Heaven spiced chicken skewers with coriander chutney and pilau rice, or her Food Hell Bryn's roast shoulder of lamb with bolognese potatoes? We're going to find out after Nigella rustles up a salted chocolate tart. Thanks, Nigella. Right, time to find out whether Charlene is facing a Food Heaven or Food Hell. So, Heaven, what are you up to?
No, I'm
chicken.
minding my own
Make me
business.
nervous. Hanging around behind me.
Not be.
No, so chicken, spices, things like that.
Chicken.
Yeah. Hell, lamb on the bone, big old piece of lamb, which is Bryn's recipe. I've been pushing this one way. I think that was
I
quite
hadn't,
obvious
do you think?
to everyone at home. Where do you think it's gone?
I reckon they've gone lamb.
Do you?
Yeah.
We haven't had this for a long time. It's literally flip-flop, 49-51, all the way through the show. Sadly for me, it's 51% hair heaven.
Yes!
Yes!
Oh,
I
God,
tried.
I'm so happy.
I
I'll have a
tried.
good weekend now.
Give me that lamb. I'll put that away.
Right.
Safely.
Take that.
I'll take this
Stick it out in the
away.
fridge.
You've saved the marriage to the
Yeah.
British
Because-
public. Thank you so much. You've saved
Because
our
Nicholas
marriage.
has talked too much throughout the show, we have literally 7.5 minutes to do this. You do this?
Work your
Right.
magic, Matt.
He's doing some rice.
Great.
Thank you for voting. Both the recipes are on the website. You'll probably need to see them because this is going to be quite difficult to follow. OK, so here's the marinade. I've got some harissa, some tomato paste. I've got some spices of fennel. There's cumin seed and coriander, all been toasted. Garlic, lots of ginger. Blitz that up. With some, what else? Lime, yogurt, coriander. That's then marinates chicken. So the chicken, got a couple of chicken breasts. Yeah, let's get those in there. Leave it overnight, preferably, and then stick it on skewers, grill it, and then we're going to make a little coriander.
OK.
chutney. Bryn, you can have the recipe.
Shall I? Oh, thank you.
Should you want? Yeah, you're welcome. Right, I don't want to put that in there. Let's bit of this. And Nicholas, you are basically stir-frying some rice.
Yeah, I got 7 minutes, so I'm okay.
Do not encourage him, Lofty.
This is comedy gold.
You're supposed to be on my team. Right. OK, let's blitz out. Right. While that's being blitzed and nobody can hear, let's talk about your tour again.
OK.
So it's been a while since you've been on tour.
Yeah, I mean, it's
What do you
literally...
miss about it?
Far too long.
We've delayed it. Oh, he loves it when I go on tour. He's like, bye, see ya, love you, goodbye. Misty loves it. You know, the teenager is like, see you, Mum. And the only person that misses me is the dog. The dog is the only person
It's
that
like
misses
me and my cats.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah. No, I'm looking forward to it. We start the 7th of February, 2022. It's moved from 2020, 2021 to now 2022.
Right.
And for all those amazing fans that have just kept with their tickets, I look forward to it. But yeah, there's still, we just put a new date on, which is the Dundee gig.
OK.
7th of Jan at Caird Hall. And I am just dying to get out there again.
And, I mean, you must, I suspect you have kind of die-hard fans, don't you, after so long?
You know, you'd be really surprised. We've got a really young audience at the moment.
Oh, really?
Which is kind of, you think, well, it's very mixed.
Yeah, but you do have.
Yeah, we have the die-hard, hardcore fans that are there.
Yeah.
And then we have, but it's very mixed. I mean, it goes from all age groups.
Right.
It's like, you know, the people that 89, then at the point of, like, Say What You Want and everything, which was 97, and there was a whole audience come in with that as well. And now with this new record and everything, there's a whole other audience come.
And I just realised 7th of Jan, going?
7th of Feb.
7th of Feb. All my friends say, you coming to the rugby this year? Now, next year, Six Nations, yes, I am. Because I didn't know.
That is so out of order.
Do you go to any gigs?
Yeah.
Do you?
Matty, Slaughter, Gary, if you're watching, I'm coming. She's on tour.
No, not rugby. Your wife's gigs.
No, I just, you wouldn't want to do that.
Sometimes
No,
I come.
he goes.
I take Misty. So if Shard's away for a length of time, me and Misty will go for a weekend, spend some time, and then...
Yeah.
Nice.
Are they quite critical? Are they supportive, or do they...
No,
are they...
I mean, I have to say they're both really proud, and I do look across at something, because I never ever think that Bryn's paying any attention, and then I look across at the stage and I see him singing every word to the song, and I kind of go, oh, he does know the songs. He knows the songs.
That's lovely.
That's really sweet.
It is, it's good. And, you know, Misty's like...
I do pick the city, wherever she's playing, by the restaurants.
Food. Exactly.
So I pick the best city she's in for the food. So that's the one I go to.
I bet you'll come to... you do San Sebastian.
San Sebastian, Bordeaux.
Oh, really?
Newcastle this year. We'll go to House of Tide to see Kenny.
OK.
So
I like how you've done that.
So I picked the food round.
I mean, I wouldn't necessarily have admitted it on telly, to be honest. Because now Charlene's got to stand up in front of it and go, yeah, I love this town, it's great to be here, and you don't actually know where you are. Because, I want to go there because it's a great restaurant.
Yeah, let's change the tour up for the food. No, it's great.
Roundabouts.
I tell you what, we've booked tours for golfing before. Like, the band love to play golf. They've booked tours before based on where they can play golf. I mean, I'm the only person that's in this band that gets no say where we're going.
I mean, this is taking a lot of the magic away from me,
This needs to change.
I mean, when I go to see a gig and they say, yeah, I love being in Bristol. Or,
But I do.
something like that.
Do you know what? The great thing about touring is you never know what you're going to walk onto.
Right.
You know, even though you've got people that come to a lot of shows, you just never know what you're going to walk. And we never expect anything as a band. We're always like, we're starting all over again.
Right.
So that's the way we always take it.
Yeah. Can you tell what a crowd are like from them being there in a room and being engaged? Does it resonate when you're on stage?
Well, no, you walk on and it's that moment where we bat out the first song, and that's the do or die.
Right.
We're like, here it comes, and we'll do that, and then basically the energy of the audience comes back. But I talk a lot on stage, and I'm quite cheeky.
Go to an hour and a half set. Because what, 2 hours, I'm like, I need to go.
Like, come on, the restaurant's closing.
Yeah, come on. I love it.
Sing the songs, woman.
I love being on stage.
Encore, no. Right, Nicholas. Oh, thanks for doing all my...
Well...
Yes, OK, so these will take, I don't know, 5, 6, 8 minutes on the grill.
These are burnt, Matt.
Thank you. Fortunately, we have some in the oven, Nicholas, if you'd like to get those for me.
Thank God for Nicholas.
What have you done to my lime, Nicholas?
You have 7 minutes to kill.
7 minutes, and he's just done a little...
Well, you burnt chicken. At least that's edible.
Trying to make you look good.
Stand aside. Right, is my rice ready?
Yes.
Thank you.
Oui, chef.
Just leave it alone. Step away. God.
This is a weird new life.
I know. Right. OK. So I also heard that when you're away on tour, you've got this I want to say annoying habit.
Oh, my God, what?
Of phoning home and just checking if they've done the recycling.
Oh, yeah. Annoying, correct, Matt, yes.
But does that not show that I'm a good wife and a good mum? Checking. Honest to God, I can be anywhere in the world and I go, even with time differences, have the bins gone out?
The problem is, Matt, is mid-service phone call. You can be halfway through service, put the bins out. I'm like, I will do when I get home, but I can't physically do it at the moment. I'm feeding 50 people.
Yeah, but I think my wife would probably agree. I mean, there's these things, they go through your head. You just need to tell them.
Yeah, we don't just work like you lot. We run complete households. Everything makes sure all the food's in the fridge.
She thinks she runs it when she's not there.
She's every night.
You know I run it. You know I run it.
Me missing the ball when she's away.
So, just so you know, that rice, pre-cooked basmati rice, cool it down in the fridge, really, really important, and then get it into a super hot wok. And then we added just some simple corianders, what was it, cumin seeds and some coriander, chopped coriander, a little bit of lime.
Okay.
Hells, talk about wine, I need a drink.
It is. So this is a Greek white from M&S. It's from the Found range, £8.50. Moscow Falero and Reditus are the two grapes. So you've got floral and citrus in there because I wanted something really aromatic with the dish. I love this one. I'm so happy you got heaven, Sharleen, and I hear you about the bins.
Oh, you unite.
All the British public, I love you. You are the best. You've saved a marriage. You've saved Bryn. You've given me the food that I love.
And everyone agrees with you about the bins.
Everyone agrees.
Including my wife.
Yes.
Thank you for that. Nice to see you. Good luck with the new restaurant. Always nice to see you. Charlene, good luck with the tour and the new album, obviously. And that's all from us today on Saturday Kitchen Live. Thanks to Niklas, Bryn, Helen, and, of course, Charlene. All the recipes from the studio on the website, bbc.co.uk/Saturday Kitchen. I've got more Best Bites for you tomorrow at 10 a.m. on BBC Two, and next week I'm back here live with Ching Hee Wang, Imad Al-Lamnad, and Gary Kemp. I'll get that right next week. Have a great weekend. Bye for now.
Well done.